It's a crazy story, just to start. Um, so you tell me when. I had to take a break. I had to take a mental break. And a lot of people don't know that. It mainly was because I was just on an up and down roller coaster and I kept getting like the highs and lows. And it all started uh, February 14th, 2019. I had everything to my name stolen from me. Sounds kind of weird. I guess I could explain how that happened. Uh, you pack up your crib and you're moving to a new spot and you're excited about it. The agent tells you you can't get the keys until the next day, but you already set a move out day and you packed your whole U-Haul, put everything in it. The last of my stuff went into like the trunk of my car. I leave. The next day, my boy calls me, says the U-Haul's gone, missing. That year, I had just negotiated a distribution deal with my brand. And once I figured out that I had to take that L, I was very level-headed. I was very calm when it happened. I just literally said, you know what? If I work hard enough, I can buy it back times 10. Like right now, I'm on a roll. I'm in a good place. I just signed this distribution deal. But then there was a problem. When I walk into the office for the first day with the design team and everybody, and their first thoughts are, all right, where are your samples? Where are your patterns? Where are your files? They're gone. At that point, I spent 6 months redesigning, resampling, and counter-sampling with a new manufacturer, pieces that I've looked at for the last 2 years. And as a creative, we all know that when you are looking at something over and over for 2 years, you start to be your biggest critic on it. And that sent me almost into the verge of depression. And I kind of leveled with them, and they let me put a couple new pieces in, which brought me a little bit of excitement. And, you know, we hit the ground running. We opened up. We did a pop-up in LA standalone. Pop-up was very successful. It was on the anniversary of the brand, 12/12, which is coming up. And 3 months later, COVID hits. Distribution goes under because distribution is based off of store sales. Energy is what kind of pushes me to move forward. And I know whenever I stay positive, good things happen to me. And when I speak the negative into the world, sometimes negative comes. But in this case, I just take it as a reset. When everything was gone for me, I said, this has to be a sign. Like, I have all these good things coming. This has to be a mental reset for me. And maybe I just need to let all that go and get so much more back. And that's what happened. I'm the hardest on myself. I'm such a perfectionist. And my mental break was literally just taking a break from designing for myself and becoming my own critic, because that's where I'm the most critical. You know, like it's weird that a brand can bring me in and I can give a brand so many ideas just like that. And it just comes easy. And I think where that comes from is it's the level of like, that's their brand and I'm just helping their image. But for me, it's like anything I put out is me. It's a representation of me. And it's more of a vulnerable state where it's like, if this flops, it's me. You know, sometimes you have to go back to the grassroots, and I think I quickly forgot that for a little bit. I got too caught up in everything that was going on, and now I had to remember that that's what kind of made my name to begin with. And it's all about just making it fun for you and taking that level of stress of, you know, will it sell? Will they like it? Will this get this many likes, or will this not get no love? Will it be received well? Instead, it's just like, this is what I like and this is what I'm going to put out into the world. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I had fun making it. I had fun wearing it. And that's that. It's a representation of me. I was really comfortable back then. And I think I was actually getting to a place of a high level of just being way too comfortable. I think I started to make a name for myself, started making a little bit of money. I had this collection of sneakers and art, and my crib was starting to look cool, and I think I got comfortable with that setting where I wasn't going as hard as I should have been. And like I said, maybe that's why it was all taken away from me, because I needed that reset and I needed that battery put back in my back. And because this had happened, like now, I don't think it'll ever happen again, God willing. But now I'm entering a space where I'll never get comfortable again, and I think I needed that. Skateboarding was just kind of a product of my society. I lived in South LA, and my neighbor had a skateboard, and we became friends, and he ended up giving me one, and I fell in love with it within the first week, and I was working at it every single day. And yeah, that's how I picked it up. I've been doing it since I was 13. It's 20 years now. So I never stopped loving it. I excelled in it. And in a way, it kind of saved my life, I know that sounds cliche as well. A lot of skaters say that. But as a Black skater that's pre-Kanye Lupe, it wasn't very much so accepted in our culture. So from my older brother to the kids at school and middle school being like, your pants are too tight. You're with the white boys. Go hang out with the white boys. I had to find my style from there. And that was the segue to fashion, because it was like, I'm tapped into this culture, but I also have my own culture within my race and my ethnicity. My father, rest in peace, he embraced anything I did. Like my brother would give me a hard time. My mom would give me a hard time, but my dad, anything I told him I wanted to do, he said, listen, if you want to do it, the only thing I ask is if you give it 110%. If you don't do that, I'm not going to accept it. So if it's basketball, cool. If it's riding a skateboard, cool. If it's making clothes and fashion, cool. Just give it 110%. And if you don't, then I'm not going to back you. But if you do, I'm going to ride with you till the wheels fall off. And that was kind of my push right there, because he was in my corner from day one. I got a phone call at 4 a.m. and I knew it wasn't good. I was like, my mom would never call me at 4 a.m. Come to find out, he had passed. And the hardest part about that is that because COVID was still going on and his body was in Tennessee, I couldn't be there to send him off. I couldn't be there to be at his burial. I think to this day, I still don't know where his body exactly is, because he was in the military and they did a military burial, and they said that they sent me a Zoom link, and I think only 5 of my family members could go. It was like all my cousins and uncles that were in Tennessee at the time. So that probably is the hardest part. I still haven't been able to say goodbye to the man who kind of made me the person I am today. One thing I told my mom, I was crying on the phone with my mom one day, and I was talking to my brother, and I said, that man worked his ass off to make sure that I can become the person that I am, and that my brother can be the person that he was. And he taught me that the stereotype of Black men isn't always a stereotype, because he was always in my life. And to not be able to say goodbye to him was kind of crazy. But what I did tell my brother is, I know he's in a better place, and I'm just happy to see that he didn't have to struggle no more. Literally, me and my cousins would draw the Jordans. I remember distinctly the 11s and the 12s. We used to draw them and make our own colorways because we couldn't afford them. And I went back and bought all of them. And there was a bunch of movies, VHS movies that we used to watch together all the time. He had like this stack, but you know, he only had so many, but we would watch them all the time. So I went back and got those. Um, there was things that we did together that he sent me some of the stuff, and I, collected or kept some of those, given some of it got stolen in the truck situation. But yeah, anything that would remind me of like little things that would happen with me and my dad, like I would go back and buy or go back and get, because I know even if he's watching up there, he's like, all right, you did that. From the outside looking in, anybody looks at my Instagram, they might think I came from money. They might think that everything comes easy for me, or, like I'm just lucky. But in the behind the scenes, I was going through it, just taking it day by day. And, when you become, like I said, a brand, sometimes people don't look at you as a human. And I can only imagine how bad it is when you become like a real celebrity. People don't think that those people have emotions. And it's gotten to the place now where I've heard things about me where it's like, y'all don't think I'm a human being? You don't think these things, like might hurt my feelings or might have me feel away or have me down and out, or you don't think that some of this shit that I do drains me mentally? Sometimes I think the world needs that mental reset that I had to go through, because it's a scary place right now. So I just try and keep tunnel vision and work on whatever I can to, just make the world a better place, make myself a better Mateo, make the people around me better friends, better family, better creators, and just be able to share that and get as many people on the train as possible, because if we don't do something now, this world is, it's gonna go under.